Welcome everyone to CPGrow. I'm John Heberling, Senior Partnerships Manager here at Kickfurther. We're excited to be hosting and want to thank the over 400 applicants who applied for this competition. Today, we're going to have 5 brands vying for the grand prize of $150,000 and no-cost inventory funding, plus other fantastic prizes from our sponsors, as well as one brand who is our Rising Brand winner. All of this wouldn't be possible without our amazing partners who provided their support throughout. ShipBob, Hawk Media, Forecaster, AVL Growth, RangeMe, Ecom Engine, and Power to Pitch. And during the event, we'll have a few audience questions where you can win a couple of $15 Starbucks gift cards and a $250 Amazon gift card. So keep an eye on the chat. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce our event MC and fearless leader here at Kickfurther, Sean DeClerc.
Thanks very much, John. Thank you for all the hard work you've done in putting this together. My name is Sean DeClerc. I'm the founder and CEO of Kickfurther. Brief background on myself. I started my professional career in the supply chain management industry, turned that into a product business where it was very typical, buy for X, sell for Y, nothing too exciting. And eventually I ran into the issue of how do you continue to fund your inventory for a growing product business? So I didn't see a lot of great solutions in market. And from there, I essentially started and created the solution that I wish I had when I was a product entrepreneur. So we're very lucky today to be joined by some outstanding judges who I will introduce, and then I'll let them provide a little bit of background on themselves as well. So we have Natalie Holloway, Sumit Shah, and Kelly Wojcik. So I'll hand it over to you guys, and if you could just do a quick intro, and then we'll get right into the thick of it.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. Thank you for including me. I'm very excited to be here. My name is Natalie Holloway, and I'm the co-founder of Bala. Bala is a fitness brand, and we sell more beautiful and functional modern fitness products. I won't go into the whole spiel, but we basically saw a lot of sameness in the fitness industry. Everything was like super masculine. Everything was black. Everything looked the same for decades, since the 80s. And we were like, why is that? Why does a yoga mat look the same? Why do dumbbells look the same? And we decided to change that. And it felt like no one was really like infusing fashion in fitness or making products that were designed to be left out or more functional to use. So that is what we sought out to do. But we use Kickfurther a lot and we love working with them. And I'm very excited to be judging this competition.
Thanks, Natalie. I almost tried to grab a pair of bangles and just actually have my hands move around during our presentation. Big fan, longtime fan. I'm Sumit Shah, an early stage investor at a firm called VHS Ventures. We launched it last summer. It's a seed and pre-seed focused, but primarily seed focused consumer products and infrastructure venture capital firm. Prior to launching VHS last summer, spent over a decade in the world of startups and venture, helping to launch 2 early stage consumer venture firms, Brand Foundry in 2014 and SwiftArc in 2019. And prior to that, 5 years working with private equity backed consumer brands for their operational strategies. So I've been all consumer all the time, out of the ashes of the global financial crisis over the past 15 years or so.
Awesome. Thanks, Sumit. My name is Kelly Wojcik. I am an investor with Path Ahead Ventures, which is REI, the outdoor retailer's venture capital arm. Fairly a new fund. We started really in earnest about a little over 2 years ago, focused on really empowering and supporting founders of color in the outdoor industry. And yeah, prior to that, spent some time in investment banking and private equity. So kind of have seen various life stages of companies, but the startups have always been the most fun. So really excited to be here today and to see everyone's presentations.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Kelly, Sumit, Natalie. So we are going to kick things off with Dan Baird, who is the co-founder and CEO of NADS. Dan, take it away.
Sharing screen now, guys. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Did you know that your underwear can contain chemicals directly linked to infertility, erectile dysfunction, and a host of other reproductive issues? And that these chemicals can actually be absorbed right through the skin? No thanks. Introducing NADS, organic underwear for men. Made without the use of the common chemicals found in most conventional inorganic underwear, NADS is a clean, safe, and comfortable home for your boys below the belt. My name is Dan Baird, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of NADS. 7 years ago, an accident that left me with a fractured vertebrae in my spine led to a round of blood work that would actually reveal that I had low testosterone. The shocking diagnosis set me out on a mission to not only improve my hormone health, but improve my overall vitality. Along the way, I learned all about the dangers of endocrine disrupting chemicals and just how abundant they are in everyday items like food, cosmetics, and sure enough, underwear. I had no clue how abundant they were and how much they negatively impact hormone health. So I set out to replace toxic everyday items with hormone healthy alternatives. But when I finally got to underwear, I couldn't find any. The market has an abundance of athletic, traditional, and sustainable underwear brands, but there was a massive gap for underwear that prioritized all three. And that was enough for us to take action. Enter NADS. Since we started selling in January of last year, we've sold over 40,000 pairs of underwear for over $1.2 million in total revenue. Our average order value is around $123. We're maintaining right around a 3x return on ad spend, and our CPA is finally sub $40. We've been improving, sure, but stockouts continue to hinder our growth. So how did we get here? Well, we are a 100% direct consumer operation. We've grown through both organic and paid means. On the organic side, we have our social media channels, influencer partners, email marketing, and of course, word of mouth. On the paid side, we started with Meta and then we expanded into Google. Right now, we kind of have a laser-like focus on just expanding our reach within those two channels alone. Our biggest issue so far, stockouts. Bootstrapping has shown us the pain points of balancing cash flow with a overwhelming demand. The good news, we've established product market fit. The bad news, we've established product market fit and have stocked out 5 times. So we're actively looking for an inventory financing partner to work with on an ongoing basis. This year, we're projecting around 4.6 million in total revenue if we can secure that strategic partner. Without that partner, we're looking at around 3.2 million in total revenue. Our team is made up of myself, my co-founder Steve, our CMO John, and then we have 2 veteran e-commerce advisors. We also have a killer email team in place, as well as a solid 3PL partner that is really ready to scale. So why is this business worth funding? What makes it special outside of a decent year of growth? Well, first off, there's no seasonality. Underwear is a year-round, all-the-time product. Next, we don't have an overcomplicated catalog. We have 2 styles and 3 colors. This enables a universal appeal and has actually validated that strong, neutral-toned underwear is back in. Oh, and our inventory doesn't have an expiration date, so you can take this shelf life headache right off the table. When we look at the NADS journey so far, there's kind of been one pivotal theme that has prevailed as our proverbial North Star: simplification. We've taken not only a less is more approach to our product materials and our underwear, but to our growth strategy as well. We learned what worked, we learned what didn't work, and we kind of just drove all efforts into what moved the needle. And we made sure that we didn't take on too much at once. So I could tell you that with these funds, we'd be investing in 3 new distribution channels, paying for overly complex financial modeling services, or pushing our way into a new category entirely, but we're just not there yet. We plan to keep things simple because simple works, and simple is scalable. We plan to do what we've been doing, just bigger and better. We have so much untapped potential market in front of us, so we plan to put the inventory financing right into a large inventory purchase. From there, we would invest in improving efficiency with things like enhanced ad creative, expanded influencer partnerships, and other direct revenue producing investments. What's the big picture plan here? Well, men now, youth next, ladies after, and then activewear down the line. Look, we live and breathe for this thing. We're going to grow this business. Right now, we're only helping men across the United States, but we're on a mission to help men all over the world. Underwear should never have been made any differently. It's our responsibility to untangle the mess that big underwear companies made, a mess that relies on profit and doesn't care about the health of the consumer. If we're fortunate enough to secure this inventory financing, our goal of helping men on a global scale becomes significantly more attainable at a much faster pace. we have a chance to make a real impact here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, Dan. We now have 5 minutes of Q&A with our judges. So does anybody want to kick us off?
Sorry. Hello. I guess I'll kick us off. Great. I got the goods yesterday. I didn't even know it was just men's because I put them on, I was wearing them and I love them. So I'm like, my first thought is like women's. We should talk about that. But my question was, and I know you mainly focus on the inventory portion, which makes sense, but I would like, I missed a little bit more about like where your distribution strategy in general and where you're sold now, the plans. So I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, great question, Natalie. Thank you for asking. So right now we are selling strictly through our Shopify store. We've kind of been throttled with our growth, so we can really only afford to handle the channel that we're in right now. We're marketing on paid Google and paid Meta and our organic reach. As more and more education on the actual issue comes to light, we're starting to field a lot more orders. So we've sort of been in a little bit of a throttled position because we can't afford to take on new avenues of growth and new channels. So right now we're just handling all of our inbound sales directly to consumer right now. Wholesale is definitely something that we've explored down the line, but it doesn't look like it's going to be something that we expand into right now.
Thanks, Dan. Great presentation and congrats on all the success so far. I had a question around, so I know inventory and getting the kind of in stocks in order seems like it's kind of priority number one. Assuming that's all set, where do you see the biggest opportunity for growth? Is it expanding distribution? Is it these new product categories? Yeah, where do you kind of go once you get the inventory sorted?
Yeah, awesome question, Kelly. So I think that the vision that we have for this is that right now we have so much education to do with our education-based marketing approach with the market in front of us that we can kind of continue to do that probably for about 12 to 24 months realistically before we kind of have any sort of fatigue happen. Outside of that, we probably expand past just the couple of styles we have now into a couple more basics with the same colorways. And then from there, once we get into the youth market, the value of that is that we can sell to our existing customer base without having to actually pay to reacquire those customers. So that would enable us to actually springboard further faster. And then like Natalie mentioned, the women's side of things has been an interesting topic for us because we've had a lot of our customers reaching out to actually ask us when and if we plan to get into that market. Right. So not only is this a opportunity for, NADS specifically, right? And obviously the name of the company is pertinent to men, but it also is an issue within the women's market. Synthetic fabrics and chemicals and clothing can actually have more of a negative impact on females than they can have on men. So that's something that we originally didn't really think too much about getting into, but now as the opportunities are unfolding, it's something that will present a massive opportunity for us. We just want to make sure that when we do, if we do get into that, we're really suited to handle that level of growth and expansion.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. So I think we have time for one more question. Sumit?
Yep. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. Let's talk about customer journey, right? As we definitely look at the competitive landscape on the men's intimate space, it's definitely very, very busy. And a lot of them use a lot of the same kind of marketing strategies of paid search and whatnot. What I'd love to understand is what has worked for you kind of thinking outside the box in terms of customer discovery and retention, of course, but also on top of that are some areas that you'd love to work through, whether it's in terms of brand collaborations, in-person opportunities, like whether it's even in the fitness categories or specific areas of categories. I'd love to understand what's worked and what you're also excited about testing and playing around with. Maybe you've either tested out already and want to implement more mainstream.
Sure, Sumit. So that's an awesome question as well. So what we found out early on was how to avoid several expensive mistakes, right? And one of those mistakes was that we invested our immediate marketing budget into high-level production ad creative that we were looking at as the pivotal backbone to our growth. Those ads absolutely flopped, and we were left with a position of, okay, back's against the wall here. What is it we're going to do? So we kind of rewrote the playbook for ourselves, and we said, all right, let's go down to the gym because our active community is super involved with wanting to make these purchases more so for their health and well-being because they're more inclined to do so. So I was like, all right, I'm an active guy. Let's go down. Let's get a local camera guy. We'll go to the gym. We'll have some nads. We'll have some of this organic or inorganic traditional underwear, and we'll just start rolling and I'll start talking to the camera, right? So we did that. And sure enough, we ended up with a handful of ads that were not high production at all. And we launched them with a bunch of different variations, and we immediately saw traction from that. And then from there, we kind of doubled down into that. We kept expanding and kept over dramatizing the impact of conventional underwear on human health. And then we got into it with more of a humorous and funny angle. And then from there, we started getting a lot more inbound traffic from partners who wanted to not only buy from us, but also help us market our product. So we've been able to kind of leverage some of these bigger scale biohacking, ancestral-based wellness community influencers in a way that makes them want to work with us, as opposed to us just saying, hey, we'll pay you X for a post. They're like, wow, we love this product. We've been waiting for something like this. We want to help you market it, and obviously in turn have a business relationship, so they're compensated accordingly. But that's been the general scope of what's been working so far. We're super excited to start doing some more brand collaborations this year and start to try and push into some more actual in-person events, right? So trying to align with companies that are nonprofit, that are advocating for men's health. So not only can we actually work for a cause and for change, we can also repurpose content from that to show the public that we're aligned for the greater good and not just in this for the business side of things, right? We're in this to make an impact. And ultimately, we kind of have that belief that as long as we maintain that, we can kind of do no wrong. So we're trying to lead with that at every step of the way here.
Thank you very much. That was a great answer.
Of course. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nice job, Dan. Thank you to our judges for these great questions. I think that last response really speaks to how the market craves authenticity. I think that's a valuable lesson for us all. So as we line up our next finalist, I'd like to share a little bit about one of our valuable sponsors here, which is ShipBob. So ShipBob is our global leading fulfillment partner. They've been designed for businesses of all sizes, providing them access to best-in-class logistics capabilities. So on the ShipBob platform, you get a single view of your business and customers across all sales channels to manage your products, your inventory, orders, shipments, leveraging real-time analytics and reporting. ShipBob enables merchants to optimize fulfillment operations in your own facilities with ShipBob's warehouse management system, or you can outsource fulfillment to have your orders picked, packed, and shipped, or any combination of the two. ShipBob has 50 fulfillment centers across the US, Canada, Europe, and Australia. And with proprietary fulfillment software, comprehensive support, and dozens of tech and retail partnerships, working with ShipBob enables you to build a scalable, affordable fulfillment strategy. And with that, I would like to introduce our next finalist, Dr. Sylvie Charles, the founder and chief innovation officer of Just Date. Thank you, Sylvie. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sylvie Charles, and I'm the founder of Just Date, where we make sweeteners and confections out of dates. As a medical doctor, I watch my patients struggle with diabetes, obesity, and heart disease, which affects nearly half our population. I also saw the challenges at home with my father, and the root of these issues is usually food, especially sugar. In 2018, I started to think about dates and how my mom had always used them to sweeten our Indian chutneys. I wondered if I could make sweeteners out of Just Dates that didn't spike my patients' and my father's blood sugar, but still satisfied their sweet tooth. So I created Just Date syrup, and it worked. People loved the flavor, and I loved the nutrition. The reality is that sugar is everywhere, even in things we expect to be healthy. And more than 3 in 4 Americans want to cut back on sugar. We want to enjoy sweetness, and we keep looking for alternatives to sugar. Cut to Sweet and Low, Splenda, Stevia, Equal, but we haven't found something that both tastes good and is good for us. That's where we come in. At Just Date, we develop our products with between 1 and 4 organic ingredients that are low glycemic index, nutrient dense, and antioxidant rich. Our award-winning sweeteners include our date syrup, our pomegranate syrup, our date sugar, and this year we launched our first confection into Whole Foods nationally, our date sweetened chocolate chips. These chocolate chips are made from just 3 core organic ingredients: fair trade cacao, cocoa butter, and upcycled dates. For our vegan milk chocolate chips, we add organic oats for a creamy and delicious product, filling a gap in the market. These chocolate chips have 50% less sugar than the leading chocolate chip and no additives. Our traction with our customers is exciting. Our annual run rate is 3.2 million. We've reached over 500,000 customers, and our retail presence has grown to over 3,000 total doors. That includes national retailers like Whole Foods and Sprouts. We've been featured on The View by Bobby Flay and Katie Couric, and even called out as a favorite ingredient in multiple award-winning chefs' cookbooks. We anticipate growth to 7 million in revenue in 2025 with further ready-to-eat confections and snacks. Natural sweeteners are now a $3 billion market, and we can ultimately win a $100 million piece of this market. That's just 2 million customers buying one Just 8 product monthly. The consumer demand for our products has never been higher, especially for our chocolate chips, which in just a short 4 months on shelf are our highest velocity product yet, selling 2 to 3 times as fast as our flagship sweetener, Just 8 syrup. We're already receiving daily messages from our customers that our chocolate chips are their new favorite snack. They feel good. They're even putting them in their kids' lunchboxes. We're leaning into this snacking opportunity for our chocolate chips with plans to make 1-ounce packages as a snack size for checkout, convenience, airport, and 2-pound bags for club. And chocolate chips are our jumping off point to make nutritious versions of everyone's favorite nostalgic confections. Outside of retail, our ingredient business for our sweeteners is on track to grow 200% this year, and we see an even bigger opportunity for our chocolate chips. Discussions just last week at Expo West, and even an email I received from one of these brands this morning, highlighted what we suspected. Companies are urgently looking for a healthy chocolate chip to replace the only ones available on the market, which are chock full of refined sugar and additives. Since our recent launch, we already have interest from major partners to buy our dark, milk, and mini chocolate chips as ingredients. We're having our best quarter yet, doubling revenue from last year's Q1, but we're struggling to keep up with the current demand and need additional working capital to meet the stockpile of orders building from retailers and food service partners. I was fully bootstrapped until 2021, so I know we can make 150,000 go a long way. With this funding, we would produce dark, milk, and mini chocolate chips to grow to over 4 million in revenue this year. We would put the chips into immediate circulation in both retail and food service ahead of the biggest quarter for baking, Q4. This business comes from my philosophy that grew from my patients' struggles, that we can both indulge in sweet treats and do it in a way that nourishes and supports our bodies. We're making sweet treats as they should be, simple, healthy, delicious, and we hope you'll help us on the next steps of bringing our vision to life. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Sylvie. Great presentation. So we head into our judge Q&A session. Does anybody want to get started here? Any questions for Sylvie?
Jump in first. Congrats on all the success so far.
Mm-hmm.
I know you touched on this a little bit, but would love to hear a little bit more on your kind of channel strategy. So I know you have some retail, some DTC, so you're on Amazon, and then you have food service.
Yep.
How do you think about that split in, more of a long-term and goal? Like where would you like to be in a few years?
Yeah, absolutely. So last year we were about 70% retail, 20% food service, 10% direct to consumer. We do really well in retail. We're a grocery product at our core. We've definitely experimented in a lot of e-commerce, but we find we want to be where other sweeteners are. So stevia, maple syrup, honey. Our dream customer has honey, maple syrup, date syrup in their pantries. They have better for you products they're picking up at the grocery store for their kids. But this past year we've seen dates really come to life We think we've done a lot of work there to make date sweetening more popular. So we're getting a lot of interest in food service from people wanting to buy our date syrup and date sugar to use in their own products. So we've seen this huge increase in food service this year, about 200%. And we see that is taking a bigger hold on our spread. And so I think by next year, we're really hoping to see like 40% retail, 40% food service, 20% e-commerce. And the chocolate chips just seem like such a big opportunity for us. I mean, truly, I just received an email this morning from one of my dream partners saying that they've been looking for a chocolate chip like this because everything has cane sugar, everything has additives, and that just doesn't match with the ethos of so many better for you snack brands right now. So I'm really excited about that direction our business is taking. Obviously with food service, we get to cut out a lot of distributors and things like that that make things a lot more seamless on our end.
Oh, you can go.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've heard of Just Eat before this, so it's great to put a face to the name, Dr. Charles. So congrats on all the success as well. My question was actually going to be around food service as well, about your excitement. So glad to hear that's also pushing. You've been mentioning a lot of the different customer portfolios you're having, right? Between you're seeing it towards kids, you're seeing it towards the hospitality industry, even with airports on things. Just on a dreamscape level, like of those, what would you probably say is your most is the area that you're the most excited about? Because with the opportunities, of course, through different levels of discovery, right, you can build an incredible lifetime value with these products directly, and of course finding opportunities for brand collaborations. I just would love to understand what you were personally excited about the most.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've been excited about our sweeteners from the start, right? And we've built a really lovely, devoted customer base that I'm very proud of. We didn't start with funding. We reached about 500,000 customers at this point. That's our estimate. The problem with sweeteners is that they take a long time to use at home. So the velocity isn't quite there. So I'm excited, and what we're already seeing with our chocolate chips is that as we transition from our sweeteners in themselves into using them in ready-to-eat confections and snacks, that's creating a more grab-and-go, a higher velocity category, building on our devoted customer base and giving them something that they don't have to spend 20 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour making, that we're doing all of that work for them. I'm really passionate, obviously, about the nutrition piece and pairing that with really delicious products. And so, I'm excited to just keep using our sweeteners in these things that remind us of our childhood, of Reese's peanut butter cups and M&Ms and things I won't give my two daughters right now, but I want to. And I want to keep creating things that I feel really good about putting in my kids' bodies. So, moms make up a huge part of our customer base, but it's also just we did a 5,000 person study at Whole Foods, a survey, and we found that, yes, it's a lot of, heads of household buying for their families, but it's also mostly people buying for themselves and taking a bigger interest in their own health and their own health journey. So I was really, empowered by that too, that, people are just taking a bigger interest in their own health right now.
Healthy nostalgia is so powerful. Thank you.
Thanks, Sylvie.
Yeah.
We have time for one more question. Quick one.
Okay, I'll be quick. I got the product, and also what's interesting, my son has really extreme allergies, and he was able to eat your chocolate chips, which I think there's only one other brand that I'm aware of right now that he can eat. So there's also something very interesting in the allergy area, which is like a whole world. And I didn't notice that on the packaging. Maybe I missed it. But my question is, what does your team look like? And like, what's the size? What are you missing? What are your strengths?
Absolutely. And so just on your first point, real quick, my daughter has food allergies also. So it's a big part of what we do and where we're going. We're working on getting the chocolate chips into an entirely allergen-free facility right now. So we know it's so important for so many people. And our team. So I'm founder and now Chief Innovation Officer. I brought on my best friend of 20 years as our CEO 2 years ago, who was formerly a marketing executive at Apple. So she's bringing her wonderful brand and marketing expertise to our team. We have a director of operations that's worked entirely in the food space, and then a wonderful sales team right now that is really killing it. That's made of people that have worked in sales for 15 to 20 years at this point. And I won't forget our data analyst, who's an absolute core part of this team and helping us understand everything that's going on. So yeah, we're growing, and it's hard work to keep growing the team. But so that's why this 150,000 we would just really devote to the products, to just kind of getting things more into circulation to support the growing team right now.
Awesome. Thank you. Good questions, and appreciate the time, Sylvie. That was a great presentation. Let's head in as we bring up our actually what we're going to be doing next is an audience question posed to the audience for people to win a $15 Starbucks gift card. And before we do that, it would be great to share a little bit of info about one of our other sponsors, which is Hawk Media. So Hawk Media is one of our top marketing partners, and they're just, the best at what they do. So they've got expert knowledge in really the whole marketing ecosystem with some of the biggest brands like Shopify, Meta, Snap, and more, who are trusting them with their clients. They're established on the idea that every modern business needs a CMO level expert to lead marketing efforts. So Hawk Media specializes in custom, data-driven, performance-focused solutions that help launch, scale, and invigorate businesses of all sizes, industries, and revenue models. So please take a moment to look through and answer the question that has been posed to the audience. And I would love to introduce Alyssa Norda, who is our Rising Brand winner. Alyssa is the CEO of Quitch. And I will now hand it over so you can tell us what Quitch is all about. Thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you. Hold on 1 second. Let me. Oof. I'm trying to share my screen. I'm so sorry.
No worries. We've got time on the schedule, so okay. Don't get stressed.
For some reason it's not letting me share just the window, so I guess we will. Okay, so sorry about that. Can you see my screen now?
We can see.
Great. Hi, my name is Alyssa. I am co-founder of Quitch. Quitch stands for Quit the Itch. So they say when you're trying to come up with a business idea, the easiest thing to do is to scratch your own itch. So we took things quite literally. So we're here to help you not scratch that itch. At Quitch, we make natural bug repellents and anti-itch products. Our motto is science-based, mom-approved. We are 3 moms making products for our own families because we can find what we wanted in market, in stores, online. So that's how we actually came up with our hero product. Our very first product was the Quitch sticker. So Quitch sticker, it's an anti-itch patch. Here I have it right here, our colored version. So you use this anti-itch patch for bug bites. So right now for bug bite relief, in market today, you see a lot of sticky creams. You have to reapply those sticky creams. Our product instead, Quitch stickers, they are a stay-on treatment. So you just stick it on, it lasts your full time, it lasts your showers. There's no reapplying. It's just there until your bug bite is gone. So this is not your average bandage. We use a hydrocolloid base, and to that we've added some natural ingredients. We've added witch hazel and aloe to help soothe those itchy bug bites. This product came about because we have a lot of kids amongst the co-founders, and we were tired of our kids complaining about itchy bug bites. They complain and complain, and then they scratch those bug bites until they start bleeding. So with the Quitch stickers, there's no need to reapply creams on those kids. There's no complaining. You just put it on. They're happy. All kids love stickers, and it's just on there until your bug bite is all healed and gone. Since we launched this initial, our hero product, Quitch sticker, we've also added to the product line. We now have a natural bug repellent balm. So most bug repellents that you see in market today, they come in a spray format. I have 3 kids myself. They're really young. I don't want my baby inhaling pesticides. So we put our bug repellent in a balm form. So our bug balm features geraniol. Geraniol is a substance found in plants. Plants produce geraniol to help protect themselves against bugs. And so we've taken this essence, we've extracted it from plants, and we've added to this repellent balm. We put our balm through some testing, and it's been proven to be more effective than 7% DEET, which is pretty powerful. And then, of course, most importantly, I just want to highlight, it's in the super easy to use stick form. You just dab it on, you can throw it in your purse, and you're ready to go. So again, we not only focus on efficacy, but we also think about ease of use. We want to create products that are and form factors that make it easier for mom. There's 3 of us on the co-founding team. We all have kids. We all have 3 kids each. There's a total of 9 kids amongst the co-founders. So we have a lot of firsthand experience developing our products and using our products in our own families. I originally come from tech. My background is engineering. I focus on product development, and I bring to the table a very iterative approach to product development. And that's how we've been able to get to market and get so many products into customers' hands so quickly. My co-founder, Paru, she is a Stanford-trained dermatologist. She primarily does our research and formulations and develops our products on that front. And then our third co-founder, Diana, she supports us in marketing and financial matters. So we launched just 2 years ago. We started out online on Amazon primarily. Last year in 2023. We sold mostly online, but we also started at REI. It was our very first major retailer, so thank you, REI. It did quite well, and so we got picked up by a couple of other retailers, Target and Walmart. You might have heard of them. And so this year we're launching at both Target and Walmart with a combined total of more than 3,000 physical locations nationwide. So it's been quite the step function change for us to go from just being online to launching at the largest retailers in the country. We've bootstrapped our way so far, but now we're looking for some funding partners mostly to support us in meeting these sales projections provided to us by these retailers. So I think most people can imagine the bug market is huge. It's a multi-billion-dollar market annually. There's quite a few players in this market, but we feel like with a combination of both the efficacy aspect and the usability for mom, we have quite a differentiated value proposition in this large space with lots of competitors. So we have some really exciting things lined up in the near future. We have a partnership with Barbie and Hot Wheels. We're also expanding on our natural bug repellent line as well. It's been an exciting couple of years. We're very much looking forward to what these large retail launches are going to bring us this year. So next time you get a bug bite, just remember, don't itch it, just quit it. Thank you.
Awesome. Nice job, Alyssa. As our rising brand winner, Alyssa has already won $5,000 in no-cost inventory funding and a year of e-com engine to help grow the business. So congratulations there. We have now 5 minutes carved out for the judges to dig in any deeper into the Quitch product or any questions for Alyssa.
I have a quick question. That's great. I mean, that sounds amazing. I know my son's school could really use that. They have an outside school and they are getting bitten all day. I have a question on the partnerships. Obviously, I feel like that's a huge opportunity. You've seen like Band-Aid companies do it and do it really well. Hot Wheels, Barbie, those are huge companies. How'd you get those? Is it a licensing deal? I'd love more about that.
Yeah, we have an amazing partnership with and deal with our distributor who has managed to make those connections for us. And we're in the process of working out all the requirements for that deal. But we're excited to be launching, starting with Barbie and Hot Wheels, but also several other, kids-oriented brands in the pipeline as well, mostly through our distributor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Such a creative. Oh, sorry about that.
Go for it, Kelly. Go for it.
Okay, thanks. yeah, I think it's such a creative solution, especially for kids, I'm sure. And it's great that you have so many built-in testers into your team. So I know the partnerships are a big growth area. Any other big growth areas that you're focused on? Is it distribution? Is it product roadmap? Where do you kind of see yourself going next?
Yeah, I mean, you named it. Both expanding on retail presence. As you can imagine, this is a obvious consumable item. People go through those stickers really quickly, and it's also there's a educational aspect to it. There's nothing like it in the market today. People don't immediately think of patches for anti-itch relief. And so we feel like expanding in physical retail channels is very important for us in terms of building that brand equity and just as acquiring new customers for us, so being in those stores. So we're definitely going to focus on that through our distribution partners. I think grocery is huge for us. I mean, you don't think of this for grocery, but that's also where moms are still shopping in stores. So expanding into grocery. In terms of online, I mean, as a mom myself, like Amazon is where I need to be. So that's where we started. We will continue to push on that front. And definitely expanding the product line. We've out of all the products that we've done so far, while the repellent has done well, the area where we've gotten the most traction is probably the sticker itself. Partly because it's such an innovative product, it's sort of like people get it immediately, and on top of that, it's a consumable item. And so expanding on the patches concept for lots of other dermatological use cases.
Awesome.
I don't really have any other questions, especially because a lot of things I was going to ask got answered and questioned as well. I guess, what are maybe some of your dream collaborations or dream placements that you've been thinking about for? Because you've been really nailing a lot of it already, even on the brand licensing side of things, for example. But I'd love to understand like what's left in the tank that you'd love to see Quitch in next, or Quitch working with next.
Yeah. So in terms of collaborations and product development, as you mentioned, we have a lot of those lined up and more than we can do at this point. For us right now, it's really driving awareness. So more on partnerships from a marketing standpoint. I found that our conversions are great once we just get it in front of the right customer. So once the mom sees it, most people immediately get it, and then the kids itself loves it and then shares it with their friends. And so it's just that initial putting it in front of more moms. And those kind of partnerships like influencers, social media, paid social media, like those sort of marketing channels we haven't explored yet. We've basically just been doing in marketplace ads. And so expanding a partnership on the marketing channels front would be critical for us.
Awesome. Thank you, Alyssa. I actually think we have time for one more question if anybody has one, or I'm also have a question. All right, I'm going to jump in. So I'm just curious, have you looked at, I just mentioned about how, you've been focusing really on this direct marketplace ads distribution strategy. Are there any opportunities to kind of get this into, I don't know, like kids camps or anything like that, where you have a whole concentration of kids together so you can start to like kind of get it in their hands and sell more, like on a case basis, right? Where you sell a case to a kids camp and then they kind of go from there. Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, this sort of falls in, at least in my mind, under the umbrella of marketing partnerships. And so there's these natural aggregation points where you have a lot of probably more affluent scenarios like day camps, preschools, things along those lines. So in addition to influencers and other social media channels, also those kind of institutional organizations would be really great for us. We've only been around for like 2 years and there's only 3 of us. We have a lot of kids to manage. So one thing at a time, and we've been bootstrapped so far. So all of our money and time resources have been just keeping up with demand on our existing channels and also retail expansion. So as soon as we get more funding, yes, I would love to explore some of those additional channels that you just mentioned.
Awesome. Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you for the great questions, judges. I love hydrocolloid patches. They
Oh
are
yeah, they're
like
big on acne.
they're like magic. Yeah, exactly. If you have acne, that's another one.
Yeah.
Awesome. So really, really great stuff here. We are going to bring up our third finalist who will be coming up shortly. And while we are bringing them up, I think it would be wonderful to mention our partner and one of the sponsors of this show, RangeMe, who is the leading product discovery, sourcing, and purchasing platform where retailers and suppliers can discover, connect, and grow their businesses with ease. So RangeMe enables retail buyers to efficiently discover and purchase products like many of the people here. And it empowers product entrepreneurs to grow their brands and showcase their products with the tools, insights, and services they need. So if you're trying to get your product out in front of major retail opportunities, RangeMe is a great partner for that. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce David Delcourt, who is the CEO of Seed Ranch Flavor and Grown As Foods. David, take it away. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, I'm David Delcourt, Chief of Flavor at Grown As Foods and Seed Ranch Flavor Co., where we make the most delightfully delicious, shelf-stable, better-for-you foods, starting with hot sauce and now high-protein, dairy-free mac and cheese. We believe fundamentally in people, planet, plants, and profit. And investing in us is investing in the fastest growing segment of CPG with plant-based and the fastest growing condiment with hot sauce. So we know this works fundamentally today because our customers are coming back and purchasing our products, not just in retail, but also online. Buyers continue to bring our products in to their shelves, and we have margins that are working today and will only continue to improve as we continue to grow. So I started at the Boulder Farmers Market in 2017, bringing the culinary inspiration back into the hot sauce world. And we bootstrapped the company to hit show Hot Ones. We were on there, went through the pandemic, and it was during the pandemic, together with my two sons, that I realized as a vegan, there was no vegan mac and cheese on the shelf that they would eat. And there was no vegan mac and cheese on the shelf that I would eat. So together we embarked on something that would taste better than Annie's, but have all of those nutritional values. So Grown As Foods as a vision is your household name for one-to-one vegan cheese replacements in the center store. So we're talking mac and cheese, we're talking chips, crackers, and that's only the beginning. Now, you don't have to take my word for it, just trust our customers, because once our customers find us, then they become our fans. See, right now we're a bit of the best kept secret in CPG, and we really want to change that as we continue growing in retail throughout the country. So retail is really where, from an exit standpoint, we're driving brand equity. But retail is also very expensive. And so we're essentially taking out a mortgage with each one of these retailers every time we go in the store. So we need capital to continue financing out all of these great partner reviews. For instance, Whole Foods, we just heard 4 new SKUs are going in Rocky Mountain Whole Foods in June, Giant Eagle and District Market. We've got Grown As mac and cheese going in May. And these are just a tremendous opportunity for us to get on shelf. Now, once we're on shelf, right, how do we differentiate? Well, Grown As Food specifically is the best on shelf, all right? We are high protein, we're dairy free, we have a brand that absolutely stands out on shelf with very little promotion from our end. And on top of it, we're the first mac and cheese pretty much ever, as far as I know, that is using a completely recyclable box, compostable inner pouch. So we're getting away from plastics and from foils. So look, grocery is fundamentally, in my opinion, as broken as this AI image of a grocery cart when it comes to small brands. It's incredibly expensive to grow in grocery off the bat. free fills, your distributor chargebacks, more distributor chargebacks, ad spend, coupons, demos, etc. So if you look at our company, we can't go toe to toe with the giants of retail in this traditional grocery model, especially given how capital markets are today, as tight as they are. So we're taking a different approach, right? We are looking at a true multi-channel approach with non-traditional retail like Buc-ee's and World Market, Club with Costco, who has our samples today, in addition to private label. We have over 4,500 stores in the pipeline for private label, all of which influence from a cash flow standpoint and an inventory standpoint, what we can do with independent retail, where we have our highest margin, what we can do with e-com D2C. We're just getting going with TikTok Shop and social shopping. We're leaning into CPA, cost per acquisition, so we aren't spending CPCs where with food and the low margins, it's just really difficult. And of course, we're going to continue to support our existing retail customers like Sprouts Nationwide. One of the best ways in which we found is Instacart, where we have over 3x ROI, and those are mostly new to brand customers. So look, $150,000 will go an incredibly long way for us because we have existing inventory that we can finance out and use those proceeds to invest in the positive ROI marketing channels that we know work today, in addition to new inventory. So whether it be for those private label customers, whether it be for our brand going into Costco and going into new outlets, we can put it to work in a way that will help us grow 2 to 3x this year. So last of all, look, thank you, of course, to all the sponsors. And I really wanted to just say thanks for the opportunity to help us kick our company further down the road.
Thanks, David. Love that finish. So now we will get to our Q&A section with our judges. What do you guys think? Any questions for David?
So, go for it, Natalie. Okay. So, hey, David, I've, as a disclaimer, had the opportunity to test a lot of the products in the past. And it is, I will ultimately say they are actually quite addicting, the sauces. And they're actually great as starters, finishers, and even just like top offs for a lot of dishes as well. Obviously we've talked a lot about the retail channel strategies, David, right? And I guess I have a quick two-part question. One is about the other ways of customer discovery, right? Like how are people also showcasing in terms of like creating, or how's the spotlight kind of showcase on them between, the products themselves, between how they're utilizing it in dishes and areas within food, as well as then my second question. And so if you can enlighten us about that. And then my second question is, I know you were mentioning in one of in the previous slides about next products, right? There was the vegan queso and the vegan goldfish. Just love to understand a little bit more about those justifications and where they are right now in the pipeline.
Yeah, great questions. And thanks for the positive feedback on the sauces. So in terms of customer discovery, I think I'll answer the question with the challenge, which especially for the hot sauce, but even growing with mac and cheese, it is a crowded category, right? In the retail store. So what we are finding is through kind of what I would call our focus groups, right? So on the mac and cheese side, we're talking health conscious moms. We're working with a group, for instance, that is advertising to Facebook groups focused around vegan moms and vegan parenting, and finding really good success there, where we find our core customer and then they expand to their non-vegan, friends, family, etc., and the flavor comes through. So our biggest challenge is awareness. You're spot on. Like I said, we're a bit of that best kept secret in CPG. So we're looking for our niche customers who then help us spread the word, all while in the retail environment, making sure that we're investing heavily, but with a really small set of grocery stores where we know we can win with promotional spend, with BOGOs, with demos, etc. Second question, in terms of the product kind of roadmap, super exciting for me because I do believe we will be the household name when it comes to that dairy-free household name in the center store. So a part of my strategy is to never touch grocery, frozen or refrigerated grocery. So if you look at your Goldfish or your Cheddar Bunny alternatives, there's not a lot of them on the store on the shelf in the store. There's none that are gluten-free and dairy-free. There's a very limited set. So we want to go to that nostalgia and kind of inner childhood, or feed your inner child or actual child is what we talk about, and keeping to broad categories that have broad appeal, but also making sure we differentiate strongly against the status quo so that we can start to take a piece of that market.
Okay. So I guess I'll go with my question. This is exciting. I definitely want to try it because I mentioned son has allergies, and I have been thinking about this vegan goldfish thing because you can't find it anywhere, and he's always like, "Can I have a goldfish?" And it's just sad. So I hope that that happens soon. I guess my question would be, I understand your strategy and profitable growth and all of that and why you're not going to grocery, but the downside is it's hard to find. Like even on Amazon, it was like it's like $50. And I think that's hard to get somebody to spend $50 on mac and cheese when they haven't tried it yet. So the question is, when I know you're existing your current grocery stores, but when do you do Whole Foods? Is there plan to raise more capital to get there? Just thinking like if you want to be the own brand in this space, I'm curious like when that would happen in your roadmap.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And we're in with mac and cheese, for instance, we're in over 1,100 stores, nationwide, including Sprouts. But what we are looking at is what is the cost of new grocery acquisition for the sake of top line versus the new grocery acquisition, in a cost-effective way. So yes, we will definitely be looking to raise more capital. It's just with the environment, and as we've gone out and talked with investors, it's just a really tough spot. And so I'm seeing a lot of brands shutter their doors who were reliant heavily on capital to grow. And over the next 12, 18, 24 months, as this inflationary period kind of settles and funds open back up, I think that'll be the time where we take both the margin we're making in food service, club, non-traditional, and private label, and really apply that back into grocery. What I would say my biggest challenge in 2023 was that we said yes to too many people, and that really stressed our company, and it put a limit to how much I could support our top partners, and therefore kind of put a limit on how much we could grow. And so that was a learning experience for us to say, hey, let's double down on the existing customers we have, go after these growth channels where we know we can win with, CPA and TikTok Shop. We've got samples out to Lewis Hamilton, right? Like it's all exciting stuff, but being cautious about how much we do. And two other quick points. One, your samples will go out. I'm sorry, they didn't go out because of all this snow we got. And then two, for the you're spot on with the testing. So we've actually re-implemented a single box on Amazon so that we can have that discovery, so that we can have people really figuring it out. So
Yeah, I think you guys could definitely crush it on Amazon. That's like where I first went to look. Okay, thank you.
Maybe jumping back a little bit on the product roadmap. I know you've got your kind of two different branding for the hot sauce and the mac and cheese, which makes sense. They're kind of in different categories. Curious how you think about that when you look at your product roadmap. Seems like some are cheese related. Are you thinking of putting that under that brand or creating new ones? And yeah, how are you thinking about identifying those new opportunities?
Yeah, great question. We did, when we came up with the Grown As brand, felt like it didn't work with Seed Ranch, and that was the jumping off point. There's two ways I'm looking at it. One is obviously cross-brand collaboration. So we've had a number of retailers ask us about, hey, could you drop a little pouch of hot sauce in your mac and cheese. Completely new on the shelf, right? So we're looking at those cross-brand pollinations. The other piece is from an exit strategy standpoint. I would say personally, I'm more excited about the Grown As brand, even though I absolutely adore hot sauce and I, blood, sweat, and tears went into Seed Ranch flavor. But there is an opportunity to sell one or either of the businesses as a standalone brand. So that's kind of either we bring them together slowly, with these cross-pollinations, or we look at it as where's the most growth opportunity for us to continue to grow exit valuation for us and for our existing investors and future investors.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Great job, everybody. Thank you, David. That was very interesting to learn. I have one quick question before you go. If somebody was to invest, are they investing in the Seed Ranch or Grown Ass, or is it like what's the corporate structure? Real fast.
That's a great question. So Seed Ranch Flavor Co. LLC is the umbrella, and then Grown As is and I should say Grown As by itself is a trademark and a DBA under there. So yes.
Awesome. Appreciate that clarification. Okay, thank you all very much. So we'll be bringing up our second to last finalist in 1 second here. But I want to continue on and give another spotlight to one of our awesome sponsors. We wouldn't be able to do this without the sponsors that have supported this event. So thank you very much to Forecaster. So our partner Forecaster, I think this is something we just kind of touched on, this idea of financial modeling, right? And how important it can be for a growing product entrepreneur. So Forecaster makes financial modeling easy for founders, whether you're preparing to raise your next round of capital or you just want to map out the best use of capital to grow your company. Forecaster has developed the tools to help you know and understand your numbers and just be a better operator. So every Forecaster client is assigned a dedicated financial expert who helps build out a model specifically for their business. The software platform makes it easy for founders to run scenarios and make more informed decisions about things like how much money they should raise, when they should hire specific employees, and how to most effectively utilize their precious capital. So we are going to circulate now another question for the audience. Similar to the last one of the respondents will have the opportunity to win a $15 Starbucks gift card. So take a quick second to take a look at that while I introduce our next finalist. So I hope you'll join me in welcoming Michelle Razavi, the founder and CEO of Elavi. Michelle, take it away. Oh, Michelle, you are still on mute.
There we go. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. Can you see the first slide of my presentation? Yes. Okay, great. So we will begin. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm the CEO and founder of Elavi. Before we begin and get into our vibrant and delicious products, I want you to raise your hand if you're trying to cut your sugar intake.
Sorry, Michelle, to interrupt, but you might want to hit that purple button that says enter full screen mode, or maybe the X, because the slides are blurred out at the moment.
Are they? Here, 1 second. Let me try this again.
I don't know if that was the same for everybody, but I want to make sure we can all see the slides properly.
No, you're right. Enter full screen mode. Is that better? Let's try this.
Wait for it. Now we can see your desktop.
Okay, let's stop this for a second. I apologize. This was working just previously.
For the audience, we did test this out, but just day of, right? This is the way it goes sometimes. So
okay. Nope, that's my desktop.
What might work is if you do a full, if you just share the desktop and then pull up the presentation. I don't know if it's handy there.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, okay, I think we got it. Is that just going to my desktop?
It is still on the desktop, yep.
We do love your motto, though. Don't let idiots ruin your day.
Always, always. Okay, let's try this. I just tested this. I apologize, everyone.
Words to live by. There we go. Perfect.
Sweet. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for having grace with me. Okay. All right. We'll start over. Does that work? Okay, cool. So, hi, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm the CEO and founder of Elavi. Before we begin, I would love to see if there's anybody here, mostly I can just see the panelists, if you're trying to cut your sugar intake. Okay. Well, you and 84% of Americans. You see, sugar is making us all feel sick, and now a third of the US population is pre-diabetic. As a result, there's a growing social movement around cutting sugar and living a healthier life. However, the current low sugar products in the market use sugar alcohols, artificial sweeteners, and inflammatory ingredients like dairy, gluten, and seed oils, all which create gut health issues. So they're not helping anyone's health in the long run. And that's where we come in. Elavi is a next-gen food company delivering products that are low sugar, gut-friendly, and allow our consumers to kick sugar but keep the indulgence. Our hero product line are low-glycemic dessert cashew butters. They're like a healthy Nutella, but with 10 times less sugar, just 2 to 3 grams, no dairy or palm oil, and naturally colored with powerful superfoods. We're bringing innovation and accessibility to billion-dollar categories with products that are both vegan and diabetic-friendly, fast-growing demographics, all while bringing fun and nostalgia with our bold colors and decadent flavors. In just a few short years, we've demonstrated that we have a viable business model, sustainable growth that can weather very difficult economic environments, and demonstrated that we are a strong operating team that know how to execute. We know what works, we execute with capital efficiency, differentiate with our unique products and go-to-market strategy, and have a strong pulse on the consumer. We strategically choose distribution channels where our core customer discovers us easily to drive trial and brand awareness. We've proven our ability to scale by securing a Costco retail launch in record timing, surpassing sales targets, and doing so with a third of the capital and team it takes most brands to do what we've accomplished. And as of last week, we just got approved for a second Costco rotation at double the size after showing strong sales for our low sugar vegan chocolate fudge, giving Nutella a run for their money. In a very challenging time to raise capital, we have grown efficiently, demonstrating that we manage our capital responsibly, demonstrated product market fit, and have a clear path to profitability in the next few years. We're on track to grow 225% this year and have an exciting new product launching next month that is going to create massive growth for us. Our roadmap is consumer-centric. We innovate products for our consumers' unmet needs of gut-friendly and low-sugar products. On the left, you see our hero flavors. We also expand into bulk food service, which is a profitable alternative revenue channel for us. In addition, we're launching next month the first ever vegan, high-protein, gluten-free brownie, delivering on-the-go indulgence with significant protein to nourish our consumer wherever she is. A competitive advantage we bring is that we are not only shelf-stable, but our products don't melt in hot summer transit, unlike chocolate, which allows us to dominate Amazon year-round and keep our shipping costs manageable, not having to worry about refrigerated shipping. So why bet on us? Well, we have complementary backgrounds in finance and marketing. My co-founder is a CPA working at one of the top consulting firms on the M&A side. I bring extensive e-commerce marketing and consulting experience in content and creating community. And we also uniquely bring a combined 20 years in the wellness industry as Equinox fitness trainers who know how to build community and maintain a strong pulse on the unmet needs of our core consumers. And a quick shout out to Natalie as I teach hot Pilates with Bala Bangles at Equinox, where Elavi products are also sold. We have a lean team of part-time contractors helping us drive our impressive growth and a stacked advisory board of CPG operators who have founded and exited companies like RX Bar, Enjoy Life Foods, Noon Hydration, and more. Our customers are obsessed with us. Our core consumers are millennial and Gen X women looking for low sugar, gut-friendly products both for themselves and their families. We have a higher than industry average 40% repeat purchase rate, indicating that we are a popular pantry staple loved by even the pickiest of eaters. And lastly, we know how to get top press with our inspiring story of transparency and innovative products getting featured in Bloomberg, Forbes, and Entrepreneur organically. And so I ask you all, are you ready to grow with us? You can head to our website and Amazon and see that we are sold out consistently of our top flavors. We keep selling out, and inventory financing from KickFurther will allow us to fund larger purchase orders to not only stay in stock, but also significantly reduce our COGS to improve margins by 20%. This prize will also allow us to reallocate our existing capital to hiring talent and fuel our company's growth by 100% in the next 6 months. Because reminder, women of color receive less than 1% of venture capital funding, so every dollar matters to us. Thank you so much, and I yield the rest of my time to questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Great presentation. So who has a question for Michelle? Who wants to kick us off?
I can. That's awesome that you teach there. It's delicious. I got to try it yesterday. So I guess my question would be, is this purely self-funded? Have you raised any capital? And besides the KickFurther money, what's the plan?
Yes, great question, Natalie. So we have raised a little over $1 million and have already generated over $1.5 million in revenue. So we operate efficiently. We are raising right now. So if there's any investors on the call, reach out to support our growth and make critical hires, as it is currently just my co-founder and I full-time on the business with contractors supporting us. However, this inventory financing would be extremely critical to support another Costco retail launch that we have launching in September, and continue our growth on Amazon and other alternative channels, as we're consistently out of stock. So we need to grow to support the demand.
Awesome.
Hey, Michelle, thanks for the presentation. Can you talk a little bit more about your distribution strategy and channels? I know Costco's a big one, you got Amazon, presence in other retailers, or if that's on the roadmap, and then the food service piece, I know you mentioned. Love to hear more about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sharing right now a slide on our retail pipeline. So our first couple of years were test and learn, where we tested out a couple different channels, leveraging our expertise and connections in fitness. We were in Lifetime Fitness, Equinox, and some other channels such as Central Market, Google Offices, Amazon. And that's where we really understood who is our target consumer, what are changes we should make. We're launching our rebrand of our packaging literally tomorrow. So, taking all that data from our first couple of years and really coming out with this like new innovative packaging that we're excited to launch. In 2024, it's a combination of e-commerce, natural grocery club, and strategic alternate retail. And we're being really intentional of the channels we're going into. In the food industry, it can be very sexy to go into Whole Foods and Sprouts and all those like right away, but they're very capital intensive. And so we're being very strategic in the channels that we go to, prioritizing direct, such as Costco, prioritizing channels that are profitable, prioritizing channels that allow us to meet our core consumer where they are and drive that engagement to build and support other channels. So that's how we view it for the next year, and then 2025 and beyond, really expanding throughout mass and other channels to really help deliver better products into our food system. So it's a really exciting time, but at the same time, we're being very intentional of where we're going so that we can be the most capital efficient with an eye on profitability. Great question.
I'm just impressed by the traction and growth and everything, Michelle. And congrats again. Sorry, yeah, I'm impressed. I know, we're supposed to chat through Emily Kennison, so definitely got a little shout out there. In terms of your customer growth and journey, I guess, because you've just got so many mixtures between like the health opportunities for families, even on fitness and health, like what probably excites you the most in terms of opportunities for even additional growth beyond it? Of course, as you now are launching your shelf stable brownie on here, like obviously there's so many different opportunities of like really, and even translating between those categories of customers, like what personally excites you the most in terms of like where you think there's still even more opportunities to grow?
I love that question. That's exactly what I love talking about. So the high protein brownies, we're so excited to launch because prior to the dessert cashew butters, we actually had another product line, and it was a collagen protein bar line, and we've since discontinued it. But we took a lot of learnings about product market fit, about bringing a protein product to market, applying all of our learnings to create this high protein brownie with a lot of data backed behind it. And so prior to that, we were in a lot of office channels, food service channels, and we're really excited to, and a lot of fitness channels that we're really excited to reinvigorate with the high protein brownies. We're also in conversations with airlines and hospitality, as the high protein brownies allow us to get into more channels that we couldn't otherwise explore with the dessert cashew butters. So it's such an exciting time to really take up more market share and explore other channels that we see accelerating our growth.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, our judges. Real fast. I'm sure that the audience and anybody that watches this recording later is going to want to know, how did you manage to crack Costco so quickly? What was the secret there?
Yeah, so I have a former sales background. I'm relentless in following up, and I honestly cold pitched one of the executive members. And I will say there's part luck and timing and all that, but I have to credit the way that we've built our social profile, our Amazon listings. They did a lot of diligence on us prior to even talking to us. And because we had a strong, digital presence, and that we had distribution in other channels and that we executed really well, they were really excited by that. And the innovative products speak for themselves. Like, there's so many trends for low sugar, for plant-based, for, products that really help consumers live healthier. But there hasn't been that opportunity for these brands to get exposure in Costco. So our buyer was happened to be looking for innovative products. We checked the box for them. We were able to scale and grow and provide a large amount of our products. And yeah, they're just really excited to bring more diverse suppliers. We're certified women owned. I'm a woman of color. And that was also very meaningful for them to bring diverse suppliers in. And it's an honor to really meaningfully change households with a partner like Costco.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that, Michelle. Okay, so we have one more finalist coming up, and as we go through to bring our finalists up, I will shout out our last sponsor. So our partners over at AVL Growth, they are a leading fractional finance and operations firm, and they are headquartered in Boulder, Colorado, where funnily enough is where we started the Kick Further business. So I think they're actually located pretty much across the street from where we started the business. Since 2009, their team of over 50 seasoned professionals has provided financial horsepower in supporting thousands of early stage companies across the US, guiding them through the complexities of growth and scale. AVL is not just reimagining growth, they're redefining it. Their mission and passion is to be pivotal to your success. They specialize in mindful growth by providing fractional financial teams that instill confidence in investors and earn trust from founders, entrepreneurs, and CEOs. So from revenue recognition to pricing strategies, capital efficiency to fundraising, and all the nuance in between, AVL Growth is by your side, helping you navigate every step of your journey to that next critical milestone. Together, you can turn your vision into reality. All right, so for our final finalist, last but not least, we have Sean Laughlin, founder and creative director of Cascada. Sean, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, take it away. Thank you.
Part of being the sixth person to tell you about our business is that I'm standing in awe of everything that everybody else has accomplished so far. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are and what we're doing, sort of a different headspace, but I look forward to hearing your thoughts afterwards. So I'm Sean Laughlin, and I'm the founder and creative director of Cascada. And we are makers of beautiful everyday objects, dinnerware, glassware, textiles, kitchen utensils, and pet products that are uniquely adorned with our signature patterns and colors. A very different look in a $6 billion tabletop industry. Our pieces offer chic and stylish alternatives not found in every big box store, allowing our customers to mix and match, creating tables that really reflect their own personal sense of style. Our dinnerware sports vibrant colors on high-fired porcelain, which is 3 times as chip resistant than stoneware, so it'll last for a long, long time. It's dishwasher safe and microwavable. meant to be used every single day, wherever for takeout at your kitchen counter or dressed up for something a little bit nicer at the table. We have sand etched, diamond engraved, and mouth blown crystal glassware from Eastern Europe, working with some of the oldest glass makers in the world. Our textiles are designed to get softer with each use. On 100% cotton, they're designed for longevity and also usability. They're workhorses in the kitchen. We are a certified women-owned business, and you'll see the 4 of us on our team right there in front of you. We've won the top tableware award for 3 years, and we are in the Inc. 5000 2 years running, and we think we'll make it for the 3rd. We are a tiny team of very hardworking women. Our patterns have found themselves on the counters and in the cupboards of countless households across the US, at star-studded events like the Met Gala in New York, on the shelves of retailers like Williams-Sonoma, Neiman Marcus, and Bloomingdale's. Collaborations with brands like Cuisinart help expand our audience and introduce our designs to a new crowd. These were just launched in August and did very well for us. We're self-funded, we're profitable, and we're growing. We were founded in 2007. This is my first pitch ever. We were founded in 2007. We were wholesale only. That was the only way to get into a marketplace like this. And COVID forced a pivot. At the time when COVID hit, we had a decorating studio. We were one of the top decorating studios and one of the only decorating studios for high-fired porcelain in this country. Our wholesale orders canceled in March of 2020, and we were left with the goods on our shelves. Our vendors of components went out of business, and we were forced to pivot at that moment to D2C. At the time, about 12% of our revenue came from our website, which we had just turned into a customer-facing website. And the rest of it came from our wholesale clients. So we were forced to learn sourcing and logistics and importing in the middle of one of the biggest crises of supply chain meltdown ever. Probably the biggest, although this is giving a run for its money these days. But we did that. We successfully did that. Our revenues have tripled since then. We were able to add glassware, which is something we'd wanted to do, as well as textiles. And so we're excited about the opportunities that opened up for us. And to be, if we look now at our percentage of growth, our business now is D2C on our website, and we have about 18% is wholesale now. So we've done a complete switch in these last 3 years, which is an exciting, really, really quick adventure in learning. But we've had a good time, and I think we're doing a good job. Now we source from all over the world with global artisans, bringing in really beautiful objects that have real value for our customers. Our distribution does still include wholesale, hospitality, D2C, and licensed collaborations in adjacent verticals like you just saw with Cuisinart. We're also working on some exciting new ones for this coming season, including melamine, which I think will open up a new category of outdoor living for us, and hydration, and a full line of pet products. Those collaborations come with different sort of distribution as well. There's our strategy being that we will keep some of our products only available on our website and then offer licensed collaborations in these new adjacent verticals to TJX, Home Goods, Petco, PetSmart, etc. So adding a mass market retail component at slightly different price points with different products. We have had many conversations over the years with those retailers, and it's challenging for us to get our high value products to a price point where it makes sense for their business models. So we're excited about these new collaborations and these new product lines.
Sean, we're heading on time here, so if you could just start to wrap up.
Okay. Our customers love us. We have thousands of 5-star reviews, mainly many of them for our customer service, which we pride ourselves on because we do it all ourselves, and our customers are at the center of everything that matters to us. So 85% of them are affluent women between 25 and 54. Decision makers, arbiters of style, and collectors and curators of their homes. We're looking to fund our growth by increasing our inventory to avoid the frequent stockouts we have, introducing new products, optimizing our packaging for e-commerce, and supporting our newly launched Amazon store.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It is hard to believe that was your first pitch. You did a great job. And I apologize. We need to get better at giving presenters timing. That is learning for us on our side at Kick Further. So we'll take one there. So now, judges, I hope that you have some opportunity to think and some questions to ask for Sean. Kelly?
Yeah, Sean, great job on the pitch. Yeah, like Sean said, you wouldn't know it was your first one. And the products are gorgeous. I think they're really unique and beautiful. So congrats there too. Really interesting to see how you've successfully pivoted in COVID into more of a DTC business. Along with that, I imagine there's needed to be some shift in marketing strategy and not being able to rely as much on wholesale or retailer partners. Would love if you could talk a little bit more about any learnings there, or how you've been able to acquire customers and bring them to your website.
So we've worked with a series of agencies, and now we have a consortium starting in January of individual contributors who are handling our paid social. We do Google and we do Facebook. The large majority of our new customers do come through those channels. Our Amazon store was only recently launched about 2 weeks ago. Before that, there are no resellers on Amazon. So we're just beginning to explore that marketplace. And again, using an agency partner there to help us with that as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Sumit?
Yeah. I guess just a quick question. Actually, there was someone from the audience, Jyoti, that actually asked this, and I was going to ask something similar to it, is how does sustainability play a role in your supply chain and your product development? And also, I guess, as an additional follow-up, are you going to look to bring any of your customizations and things back from the past, especially as now you've made that pivot, of course, to your glassware and the DTC play? But I imagine there's an opportunity to bring it back, especially for people wanting to come back in person again. So just sustainability, and then of course anything to bring back that you love from the past.
So sustainability, one of the things that we're really proud of is that when you're shipping fragile and delicate, breakable things, you really need to use a lot of cushioning to make sure they get there. And we are using a material called Expandos, which is completely recyclable cardboard folded into small triangles that really holds our packaging, and it's very efficient and as I said, completely recyclable. So that's something that we're really pleased with. And in terms of sustainability, I would say that if you use a dinner plate of ours over a 20-year period, I think, or 30-year period, or you hand it down to your kids, I think we're sort of a good model for using things for a full lifetime cycle. And of course, it comes from all natural materials. All of our stuff is made from sand and clay and frit and things like that. So that's what I'd say about sustainability. In terms of bringing things back, that we've moved away from in terms of customers. We're talking about we are growing. Our wholesale business is growing again, but relative to our D2C business, it's still it hasn't grown as quickly. And I think that's probably true as wholesalers come back. Independent retailers struggled to come back after the pandemic. And if you're talking about product, we try to keep our best sellers in constant rotation, and we do bring back certain items that we have tucked away in a little spot in the warehouse for people who are collecting, because a lot of people do collect our stuff and come back 39 times for orders. So
They come back 39 times?
39 times, and you wonder where they're putting all the stuff, right? So I mean, but not just one of them. I mean, we have many customers who've ordered over 20 times, and I think that's the nature of what we make. You know, you can collect it over time, and it has no shelf life issues. So it's designed to last for a long time.
That's amazing. And also I thought you did a wonderful job, especially I'm shocked you've been in business this long and that's your first pitch. So awesome. And I think the stuff is the product's very beautiful. We ship weight, so obviously my first question was like logistics is probably complicated, and so I probably feel your pain there. But my question then became, what is your biggest pain point aside from inventory? Like, what's your pain point right now that you're looking to solve?
Inventory is definitely the biggest one, because you know our best sellers, as we grow, sell out so much more quickly than we'd like, and there's a long lead time to get them and get them made. They're all made by hand. So that's probably the biggest pain point. The second one I think would be hours in the day. There's a tiny team running every aspect. We do our website, we do our photography, we do our logistics and fulfillment, we do our financials, we do absolutely everything. All of our customer service is handled in-house. So growing the team a little bit more, adding some expertise, that would free us up to do a little bit more working on the business instead of in the business, particularly me. We do all of our own design work, all of our own marketing materials, all of our own video editing, etc. So
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Sean. That was a great presentation. And thank you to our judges. So for everybody in the audience, we have to give our judges some time to deliberate to pick the winner for the overall package. But in the meantime, we have one final audience question for you while they are finalizing their deliberation. Please go ahead and fill out this survey that was just posted. And one lucky winner will receive a $250 Amazon gift card. So take some time, review the survey. We'll let our judges deliberate and put their heads together to pick one awesome winner. We will be back at let's call it 3:39. Not to be too exact. So 3:39, we're going to be back. We'll announce the winner and we'll send us all on our merry way. So thanks so much. We'll see you shortly. All right, we are back. So thank you very much to our judges, to our sponsors, to the audience members. You've all helped make this a great success, at least from my perspective. I have to say, as someone who has pitched a lot, you always still have those butterflies, but this was really outstanding. Really happy to see such great presentations. And I don't want to delay it too much. I know everybody's anxious to hear who the winner is. So I'll just announce it. Congratulations to Sylvie Charles and Just Date. Very happy to have you. Congratulations on winning the grand prize. And for everybody else, we hope that you will participate. We're going to be doing this often. Sylvie, go ahead.
Oh my goodness, I mean, wow, so unexpected, and I was so impressed by all the other brands, so I felt like, it wasn't going to happen. So I'm really thrilled, and oh my gosh, thank you. It's going to make a lot of chocolate chips.
Glad to have you, Sylvie. So it was a really tight competition, really great presentations from everyone. I hope you all got something out of this, and please stay tuned for details on our next CPG Grow event. It will be coming up, and yeah, thank you so much to everybody. This has really been a huge success. So have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.